How do we get more scoring chances than the opponents? How do we keep possession more? In the lower ranks, very few players know what's going on. And even in the higher ranks, a lot of times, decision making can disappear in a flash. We've all had those teammates. And I think everyone can see that this is a bad decision, right? But having a framework to making good decisions in the game is hard. One of my favorite players that spread a good but extreme philosophy on this is Flakes, ex-Team Liquid player. And with inspiration, I've developed the 3 don'ts of the lower ranks to get out as quickly as possible. But they are set up in a way with the core ideas that can be seen as high as in pro play. The 3 don'ts serve as the fundamentals for getting diamond and above as easily as possible, but are also the building blocks for higher level decision making. With them, we have the goal of getting 3 balls, coming from behind the ball with momentum toward their goal, while not leaving our teammate alone back. Right? So how do we do that? A quick note here, guys, that I'm gonna be showing here in the background. A game that I was playing where I did Road to Plat using these techniques, but to an extreme. But the fundamental principles really apply at a higher level as well. But this is really going to be exaggerating just to get the point across. Don't number 1. Don't jump just because, and not if the opponents are near the ball. Jumping is really overrated in this game, by new players and by lower ranked players. They see the higher ranks always aerialing to beat each other to the ball, scoring really hard shots from tight angles, even jumping from straight underneath the ball all the way up to the ceiling, and it's still giving a favorable outcome. Yeah, jumping and flipping has the potential to generate higher power, but you need to be extremely selective on when to do it, as to either shoot straight at the net, make a save, or that being the only way to keep possession. Many people use that as an excuse, but you need to be very critical of this. Low rank players create bad, intuitive habits by jumping anytime they're contesting the ball, or even when we're unsure of what's happening in the play. But here's the truth. Those players that you see in pro play jumping for every ball, those players know that nobody is either contesting the ball, or they've read the bounce, know their mechanics, and know that they've executed this read 100 times and can guarantee to keep possession from it. So if you're under diamond, you need to ask yourself, can you reliably read a high bounce or an aerial? Can you actually control the ball after jumping for the ball? If not, then don't jump. Jumping into a ball you can't control just gives away possession and gets you countered on. Because at the lower ranks, you need to get into the habit of only relying on yourself, since we need to focus on what we can control. And aerialing for it or double jumping for a ball makes you unable to recover, which means you're no longer in control and can't affect the play. Being in front of the ball means you're no longer useful in the lower ranks, and even in higher ranks if your teammates don't know what they're doing. So until you get to diamond, you pretty much only jump to save a shot, flick during a dribble, or take a 50-50 during your own dribble, or on kickoff. That's pretty much it. If the ball goes up the wall or high in the air, rotate out and reset, keeping your eyes on the ball and who's around it. The second don't boost to catch up for the play. Boost is not to be used for panic, and it's not for chasing bad plays either. If you're under diamond, you should only use boost for kickoffs, saves that require an aerial, or dribbling the ball / shooting it. Here are some common traps. I'm late to the play, so I'll boost to beat them to the ball. I just landed in front, so I'll boost to rotate back as quick as possible before I figure out what's going on. I see the play going forward, but I'm not there yet. I'll boost so I can stay in the play. Every one of these is a trap. What really matters is, did you read the play? Do you know where the ball is going? Do you know where the players are and what they're doing? With this, you should reach the conclusion that it's better to stay in an open position and drive until that opens up. And yeah, this might mean that as you play in higher ranked lobbies, you will be passive at first, because the ball will be boomed around the pitch faster than you're used to which we should react by spacing out more and rotating wider so that we're not ending up under the ball more. But this is a process of learning and adapting, and you shouldn't overcompensate with boost just because the play is going faster than you're used to, unless you need to directly make a save. I'm not telling you to not challenge or use boost at all. I'm saying you need to have boost to be able to make the challenge that ultimately matters, saving the shot that's currently going toward your net. And the other challenges don't require boost. So instead of mindlessly boosting around the pitch, scan the field again. While you're driving around, ask yourself, who's near the ball? Where is it going? Can I be in a good open position to receive the ball if it rolls out mid for free rather than boosting to get too close to it? And the third don't is don't stop under the ball. Don't park under a play and hope it falls on you. Don't be like this guy. You'll lose vision and you lose momentum, which are two of the most important things in Rocket League. And you usually get beat by someone who came in with a wide angle and saw that you were sitting still, so they aerial to reach it first and shoot it. If the play is high up in the air or on the wall and you're not 100% sure that it's free, you rotate out and look for a better angle. And this might feel really awkward, leaving a ball that you thought that you could reach. But there will always be a next try. Now, of course, you can wait for low-hanging fruit or a ball to drop onto your car if it gives you free possession. But that's if you've already established that it's a free ball that no other player is going for. I pretty much don't like to sit under a ball that won't fall to me if it's above crossbar height. Look, I recently did a keyboard and mouse challenge, having never played KBM before. I made a new account, got to level 20, and then got to Plat 1 in the same day with a 90% win rate by doing these three don'ts. Only jumping to make saves, or shoot if the ball is in front of the net, only boosting to drive into a ball to pop it in the direction of the goal, and to save the ball. And I was not waiting under the play, but rather rotating all the way behind my teammate after every play. And of course, keeping my ball cam on. So in short, guys, to build good decision-making habits, remember the three don'ts. Don't jump for awkward, risky, and contested balls, unless you need to save it in front of your net. Don't boost to catch up to a play you weren't ready for, or before you've scanned where the players are. And don't stop to sit under a ball that is high in the air or high up on the wall. Position smartly, stay aware, and play to win possession, not just touch the ball mindlessly. Now these are the basics for decision making. Again, what we're trying to achieve here is getting free touches on the ball in the direction of the opponent's net while not leaving your teammate alone back.